This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses.
So, as part of my agenda to take down the biggest guitar company that there has and ever will be, I decided that the Fender Tone Master FR12, I've seen so many good things about it and read so many good things about it that I wanted to try one for myself. Where's that knife? Now, for me, I have a few things that I need an FRFR solution to do if I'm going to deem it successful for my needs. So step one is that it needs to be super simple. I don't want to have to spend any extra time or not a protracted amount of time trying to get the thing to sound like an amp in the room. The whole point of the thing, in my eyes, is to get us something that can bring sounds that sound good in the studio and that we dialed in at home. For me, I want the FRFR speaker to translate that sort of thing to some amount of stage volume without having to do lots of extra work. Another thing, it needs to kind of be smaller or at least lighter than a real amplifier. If it's more hassle than a real amplifier, I'll probably just stick with a real amplifier. You know, I want it to sound good, essentially. The things that I've tried in the past for this sort of thing, the Line 6 power cab, which does sound pretty good once you set it up how you want it. But as I say, I don't want all of those extra steps of setting a thing up. I've already set up tones and all that sort of stuff. I want to plug in my modeler. Also, actually, what I really like about this off the get-go is that we've got kind of simple, easy to use stuff in the heat of battle. Also, we don't really have too much going on in the back here. I don't know how much you'll be able to see. We've got an input and an output, simple, and yeah, right, let's, so I've not tried it before. I'm going to plug in an HX Stomp and see how it sounds. So I'm going to start with everything. You're going to just hear camera audio for this. I don't think miking up this cabinet itself is necessarily the way to go. We are going to turn the power on. We're going to start with the cut at 1. But one of the things that I did read, the only negative that I've read about this is that there's a bit of a hiss, which you can sort of hear there. As you turn the cut down, that goes away. So I'm going to start maybe with the cut up or down. So first notes through it, here's an A. It's sounding like an amp. I'm going to start with the cut at kind of 12 now. I've just moved it from being all the way down to about halfway up. Volume now is at about, it goes up to 12 and we're about 33% of the way up. I think this is probably a little bit quiet for a gig at the moment. I'm taking it here now to like 9. That's too loud for me to demo, but yeah, that's sounding great. Let's try a bit more of a... That's working nicely. Here's a bit more of a bluesy sort of... Scoopy. Here's a preset that I set up a while ago, so it's sort of like a Vox and chorus and stuff. on the drumming. Right, okay, so I'm really happy to report that actually I'm very impressed by that. So with zero tweaking at all, just plugged my modeler in the HX Stomp and it sounds basically like I'd expect it to sound. You know, I'm not getting loads of spiky highs and stuff. It's not sounding, you know, like I've just plugged into a PA speaker. It's sounding honestly pretty good in the room. I don't know how it's going to translate over camera. Now I'm going to try it with the Friedman IR X because I tried this in the return of a Katana and also into an actual PA speaker, and I was finding things a little bit spiky. Let's see if it kind of deals with that okay. But so far so good, and quicker results than I've got with any other thing. The only other thing that I've really liked for this job, of course, the Kemper cone or Kemper cabinet, kind of quite specific thing, but you also need an amplifier between that. The Line 6 power cab I found didn't sound like this out of the box, needed some tweaking. The Henriksen Bud is a thing that I've used for quite a while and paired that with a Mesa Boogie EV speaker, quite an expensive amplifier, but for this thing it was really good at it. But yeah, right, now Friedman IR X. Maybe I will set up a mic for this and so you can get a bit of a better sense potentially. Of course, this is all now going to be a bit dependent on mic placement. As I say, I tried this the other day into a Katana return and was finding things a little bit kind of too spiky. And as I say, what I'm looking for is to be able to plug into a thing like this and really just have it work kind of without hassle. And as things turn up, I don't want it to be sort of too... Okay, again, that's doing a thing that I really like. It's not suddenly getting really spiky. So I think that cut is going to, if you turn the cut down, you start to involve the tweeter more, and that is where things might get a little bit more bright. But with that at sort of 12 o'clock, things are sounding really good to me. A bit of clean. again, great. That's doing all of the things that I hoped might be true of this thing. Okay, great. Works really nicely with the Friedman IR X as well. I don't need to make this video any longer than that. It does what, in my opinion, it needed to do. I think this is the sort of thing that I've been looking for the whole time. I didn't know that it necessarily existed in terms of being a magic bullet that could kind of basically mean that you didn't have to fanny around with high cuts, low cuts and stuff, extra stuff that you have to do on top of building your preset to get it to behave in front of a speaker. Very nicely priced, lots of volume. I think with the Friedman, I'd have to set it to a different like line level going in, because that was it, kind of max volume. Definitely giggable volumes. 1,000 watts solid state, I think, is going to be plenty for most people. Really good price. I think the only other thing that I've yet to try that I hear really good things about is the Laney LFR stuff. But for me, this is plenty, pretty good size, sort of build quality like the Hot Rod Deluxe kind of series. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And I paid for this with my own money, by the way, and I'm glad I did. Would recommend, I reckon. Let me know your thoughts on it. There is some of that hiss thing going on, but to me, that is not at all going to be an issue. I don't think.